Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin.
And I'm Emily.
And you are watching That Christian Vlogger. On today's episode, we are reacting to Buzzfeed's video. I came across this video like last week, and immediately when I saw the title, I was like, this is gonna be awesome, because I'm always trying to learn from other people, and especially as a Christian, I'm really curious how we are received by non-Christians.
Yeah.
And so I posted this video on Facebook, watched like the first 15 seconds, I was like, oh shoot, we should probably end up like responding or reacting to it. And so I kind of stopped watching it, but then you watched it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and pull it up. I'll include a link to the video below in case you want to watch it.
Personally believe, right? But it's like, that doesn't mean that we can't live the same way.
Hey there, I'm Erica Cambbell. I'm a singer, a songwriter. I'm a
Have you ever heard of her before?
I haven't,
but she does a lot of stuff.
So today I'm
She's like a superhero woman.
Ends of the faith spectrum. We're just gonna have a healthy conversation. Can't wait
like
to get into it. I'm really excited.
My name is Josh, and
this guy's
I'm
mustache.
a former Christian.
Hi,
I tried to grow out my
and
mustache
I
like that once, and it
identify
took
as an atheist.
forever.
My name is Nina, and I identify as an agnostic.
I was raised in a very strict Mormon household. I was the very first one in my family to leave the church. I have been a happy non-believer ever since.
I grew up in a church where secular music was a saying. Everybody was the devil. You know, you can't interact. You know, it's gonna.
It's kind of like our church, huh?
My mom, her favorite saying growing up was,
Maybe not as much as that, but
ways.
Yes.
Like the first time I wanted a mohawk at 9 years old, she was like, devil gets to you through your hair. Like,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Do your hair.
Great parents, and you know, they were like, you know, be kind, be a good person, like help each other out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
the most free I ever felt was the day I walked away and said, I don't have to believe in any of this stuff anymore. Because to me, God, religion, all of it, it's completely superfluous to human existence. You don't need it. You can live a happy, productive, good, charitable life without it.
I believe in, you know, if there's a good, there has to be a bad. You know, we can't always explain some of the complexities and craziness
Yeah, I don't
of
agree with that.
this world, but I think God
With
brings
what?
gravity to it all, to the question.
I love hearing what you have to say. I don't think I necessarily agree with all of it.
So I believe that God knows you, He knows your name, He knows how many hairs are on your head. And your beautiful hair, by the way.
Thank you.
I had to purchase mine. Nevertheless, I think He knows everything about you and wants to get more, wants to know more.
This has been such a great conversation, and you're such a warm, like, I feel really like comfortable here.
I love that. That's awesome.
Really great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's been amazing talking to you.
Great talking to you, Emily. I will be praying for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So, what did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. Like, I think that Christians need to have more conversations with people like that.
What I really loved was you could tell that she cared about the person and like didn't have a goal in mind. And I think so many times like church people, when they talk to non-church people, like immediately the goal is to convert them in one thing. And you can even get that from like the Mormon guy. He's like, what do you think the conversation's like? I don't think she's going to be able to convert me. And like, I think that's so evident in so many conversations.
Yeah. And yet she didn't try to do that. She like spoke her truth and what she believed, but she didn't try to like convert anybody. And then Emily, like, she reacted out of like, I feel so loved in this conversation, kind of. And
Well, that happens because like she's not saying so many things as much as she is actually asking questions. And I think that that's really something that we can learn from. There's a saying that, you know, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should be like basically listening twice as much as we're speaking. And yet most of the time when we're hanging out with non-Christians, I feel like there's this inward sense that we're supposed to preach to them, that we're supposed to tell them the truth or tell them how it is, whether that's with gay people or atheist people or people who are believing differently politically. Like, why do we have to do that so much? Why do we have to convert them and change their mind right away?
like, if the conversation was going, if they asked her what she believed, like, she could, you know, tell them her opinion, but she like was listening the whole time.
Yeah, like the whole conversation, she didn't even really talk about what she believed. She talked about what do they believe and like what do you feel, what are some of the experiences that you've gone through. And then all she tried, I feel like she maybe only had really one goal, and that was for her to communicate how much she cares for them. She just wanted to love on them. And I think that that's rooted in really Christianity. It's like, well, if we truly believe that every human being is made in the image of God, then every interaction should be colored by that belief.
Yeah, so there's something you said you didn't agree with. What was that thing?
Oh, so when the pastor was talking about how she believes like for the good there must also be the bad, I actually don't believe that that's the case. I think that God's desire was that the world would be good, period. That there would be no bad, that there would be no evil and sin. And obviously that is not like kind of the paradigm in which we live presently, but there are like reasons for that, and that's not the end of the story. But I don't know, I just found it difficult to affirm, yeah, bad is supposed to be there. But maybe she didn't mean that.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting for the Mormon, the pre-Mormon, post-Mormon guy, right? That he was saying, like, I believe that you can live, like, a productive, happy, loving life without believing in anything. And, like, for me, that's so hard to grasp.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, just because, like, I think, well, just from my core belief, like, God is the root of love, like, pure agape love. So how are you supposed to have, like, a perfect loving life without that, you know? So that, like, is very contradictory for me.
I see a lot of people in the church who believe that, but I actually don't agree with that. Like, I think that he's absolutely right. I think that you can live morally and ethically. You could be loving. You could be all the kind of, like, good things that we're supposed to be without God. Like, I think that that's the way it is. Like, the moral laws are just the way that we live our life. Or how do I want to say this? Like, imagine gravity. Like, just because you don't believe in gravity or have never heard the name or the word gravity doesn't mean that you don't see it at work and you don't, like, live your life by those laws or by those rules. And so, in my opinion, like, you actually don't have to be a Christian to be a genuinely good person.
Yeah, that too. But, like, for me, like, pure selflessness and the pure selfless love, it can only come from God.
I agree. I think that it can only come from God, but it doesn't mean that you have to believe in God in order to act it out. So I would even say this, that if there's an atheist or a non-Christian who acts genuinely, like, good and, like, just treats people the way that, like, they should be treated, like, that's evidence of God's Spirit working in them, whether they know it or they don't know it. Now, at the end of the day, just because you live nicely and you treat people well, that doesn't determine your ultimate future necessarily. Like, just because you act a certain way, like, we have to deal with the reality that we've all still fallen short of the glory of God. And so that's where I think people get mixed up, is like, well, if I say that this atheist is a good person, then do I say that they don't need Jesus? And no, like, they still need Jesus, and they are a good person under a loosely defined definition of good.
That makes sense, yeah. That's good.
So what is something that you learn from this video that you want to take into your interactions forward?
Well, I kind of experienced this at work already. Like, I work very closely with another OT, and she believes differently than me, but we have, like, really good, like, heartfelt conversations about, like, what I believe and what she believes. And it's just, like, I think the tone of the overall conversations is, like, love and, like, man, I want to help you out in life, and here are some books that I'm reading that I'm really finding value in for me. And a lot of them, they're not even, like, Christian books. Are just, like, books on psychology that I've, like, learned more about myself and how to be a better person for other people. And, like, she like, always, like, oh, I want to read that one, or cool. So it's just, like, just being open to the conversation with anybody and, like, having it be a tone of love overall, kind of like this video was.
Yeah. For me, it's definitely trying to reach out and talk to more people who believe and live differently than I do.
And, like, if you really feel like God has placed it on your heart to, like, convert somebody, like, you have to start with friendship first, of course. And,
you
like,
gotta be patient and pray and don't be that jerk that's, like, on the side of the street, like, yelling at people and condemning them. Like, I remember this verse when we were talking with our friend Savannah. Savannah just simply made it very simple. It's the goodness of God that leads to repentance. And I'm just like, yeah, it really is. It's not when you yell at people and make them feel guilty. It's the goodness of God.
So what did you guys think of this video? Let us know in the comment section below.
And are there any other videos that you'd like to see us react to? Let us know as well.
But until next time, we're That Christian Vlogger, and we encourage you to experience faith in the first person. God bless.